I mean, it was kind of like whatever. I mean, of course they're going to get on to me because that's their job, but I mean, it wasn't a huge deal since, the point differential wasn't, too bad or too close. So.
Kate talked about you working with scout team last year, where you kind of developed and obviously got to the point where you are now. What's that journey been like for you? I mean, your work ethic of having to kind of stay focused and get to where you are now.
Yeah, I'd say over the past year has definitely been a really big learning process. I mean, coming in, not really knowing what to expect about just college football in general and the program. Putting on weight on off season, really just the whole off season, putting on weight, putting in work with my teammates, getting connections with my quarterbacks, and just getting right mentally helped me a lot. And I can tell that I've been maturing a lot, and so have my teammates, and like so many people around the facility, like Jason Manson and my mentor, Coach Rich, helped me so much, and my family obviously just in this with me the whole way, and just helped me mature a lot and just grow. So.
Is there anybody in that wide receiver room who's also kind of mentored you, kind of helped you out a bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just everybody together. I mean, it's not really just one guy. I mean, Coach Bud, he does a great job of, just make sure we're on task and, making sure we're doing the right things, making sure we're poised all the time. But, I mean, we're all just kind of in it together. There's not really one person. I mean, Jake Gill, Reese, Bowie, Seth Anderson, I mean, all the receivers in there. Weejan, they all stay on top of me. We stay on top of each other, so. Yeah.
Does a 40-point performance like that, it's the first time Iowa scored 40 points against a Big Ten team since 2021. Does it feel like, that could be the inflection point where you look back, it's like that was the game that really got us going for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that because, I mean, I know what our offense is capable of. We can do that every single game. We just got to – it's really just a battle with ourselves. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot in that game. We had so much more left on the field to give. But, I mean, I feel like we're capable of doing that every single game, no matter who, no matter what opponent we play.
You're a Michigan kid, right?
Kansas City.
Kansas. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, Kansas City, Missouri.
There's enough Michigan kids out here.
Yeah.
Chiefs fan?
Chiefs fan, big Chiefs fan.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a college team growing up? KU or K-State or anything?
I mean, I didn't really watch college football. I started watching college football in high school. It was mainly Ohio State though. I always liked Justin Fields more than, but yeah.
I'm sure you've been asked this, but how'd it feel? Your first catch is a touchdown. You not only got your first catch, but it's a 33-yard score.
No, it was an insane moment. I mean, like I said to him, I kind of like a blackout moment because I remember one of my teammates was talking about how his brother scored his first touchdown. He's like, yeah, he blacked out, and I'm like, I don't really know what that meant, but then actually catching the ball, I went into a dream state, and it was just ecstatic, man, hearing everybody crowd roar, and I immediately looked up at my dad, and he was so happy, and it was just awesome, man. And I just hope to keep building on that and just keep helping the team, grow and grow in the pass game and open up the run game and stuff like that. So.
How many times have you rewatched it?
A good amount, probably too many to count. Too many to count, probably.
So do you remember the spike then too?
I mean, I do remember it, but it was kind of a blur. I don't know. There was so much going on. I had so much adrenaline going. It was just kind of I just did it without even thinking almost. So, yeah.
Do you get to keep the ball or?
No.
Like in the NFL, guys get to keep the ball.
Yeah, I didn't
College
even
is
know.
different.
I don't even know where the ball went after that. I was just hyped. So.
You didn't get any other D1 offers out of high school, right?
No, this was my only offer.
Did across the board, no D2?
No D2 or anything.
Wow. Okay. Do you feel like you've got something to prove with that in mind? Do you keep that in the back of your mind at all?
Always. I always do. I mean, every single day I walk in this facility, I mean, I just think of where I came from and what it took to get here, and that I wasn't highly recruited out of high school, but I mean, to me, that's okay. All I needed was one opportunity, and I got that. Iowa gave that to me, so.
And, I mean, the coach that did give it to you, Kelton Copeland, no longer here.
Right.
I guess, what has that relationship building been like with Coach Bud? I guess you probably weren't around him much prior to this year, so what's that been like?
Oh, Coach Bud is awesome, man. He's been with me through thick and thin. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year yet, and I feel like I've known him for my whole life almost. Every single practice he's getting on me like a coach should. He's yelling at me, which is awesome. I love that he's so passionate about making the room better, and that's what I think he cares about most, is just trying to make sure we grow as men and as a receiver room and changing the narrative about the room in Iowa. So.
I want to ask you a little bit more about that mentality while you weren't getting any other offers. I guess, did you feel like you were a Power 4, Power 5 at the time, Power 5 receiver, despite, not getting offers? I mean, did you have any other interest?
Yeah,
even?
I had quite a few Power 5 interests, but it just like none of them pulled the trigger. Like I went on a K-State game day visit, and then Iowa State game day visit, and then obviously Iowa game day visit when I got my offer. But I mean, none of them wanted to pull the trigger. I mean, I got DMs on Twitter and stuff. They talked with me, saying like, "Oh, we'll come watch you at high school or something." But I mean, nothing really ever happened. And it was towards the end of the season where Copeland texted me because my head coach Andy Sims had a connection with him, and then that's when they invited me up here to, basically offer me. So.
Did you feel like you were a Power
Oh,
5 receiver that whole time?
I mean,
yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
It's okay.
I mean, I've always had confidence in myself. Like I knew what I was capable of, so I'd say yes to that question. But I mean, really, wherever I ended up, like at that point in time, when I had no offers, like in the middle of my senior year, I just wanted to play football. I didn't really care if it was D2, NII, like anywhere. I just wanted to play, even though I knew I was capable of playing anywhere, just from the confidence that my family gave me, like my dad and my mom, and I just know, like I'm confident in my physical abilities. So
what do you think they were questioning? Did they tell you what you didn't have, why they wouldn't pull the trigger?
I mean, no one really told me anything. I mean, I just figured. I mean, I had a pretty solid senior season. I had 13 touchdowns or whatever.
Obviously, the size.
Yeah, the size, speed. I feel like, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just as confused as anyone else. Honestly, I don't know. It's all right though. I mean, I'm really worried about is now. Iowa, I'm here. They offered me, and then I committed as only offer. But that's all I really need is one offer.
Does it still motivate you now, or are you beyond that? Do you need that as motivation?
I mean, I'll still keep it as a chip on my shoulder, just from the fact that I guess no one really believed in me by Iowa. But I mean, I'm kind of moved past that now a little bit. I'm just kind of really focused on the season, one game at a time like that, and it really is a motivational factor. But I'm really just kind of focused on the specifics and what we run on the field at Iowa and stuff like that. So
they've had a lot of guys like you with few offers that have come here and come stars. Bob Sanders for one.
Yeah.
Did they tell you that when they were recruiting you?
Not really. I mean, they just pulled me down here and offered me. It wasn't really nothing insane. I mean, that was definitely. I'll never forget that day though. I mean,
they seem to have a knack for identifying talent where other coaches don't.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I noticed that. I mean, I feel like we're known to have a program of underrated talent, and then they build us, and then obviously we get to show it on the field. So.
Were you surprised when you got the offer and you came up here?
I mean, kinda. Yeah, I'd say I was. I mean, as soon as I thought it was just gonna be another kind of game day visit, K-State and Iowa State, because I mean, I went up there, ate a meal or whatever, how they do their game day visits, and then sit down on the stands, and then you kind of just leave right after. But when I got here for my game day visit, it was more personable. It wasn't like the other ones. I met what's his name? I'm blanking right now. The tight end, the Colts tight end that played here a long time ago. Dallas Clark, yeah. Yeah, I walked in, and Dallas Clark was at the door. He shook my hand, and then I don't know. One of the coaches talked to me at the dinner, which they talked to me for 20 minutes, saying like that. So I was like, it might be a little different. And then they wanted me to do a photo shoot in the uniform, which then I was like, okay, I actually might get an offer. And then right before the game started, they pulled me up into the booth, and then Copeland walked in and offered me. So.
Looking at photos from around that time, it looks like you've really physically developed over the last, whatever it's been, year, 2 years. Tell me about that. How important is that to you getting on the field and scoring?
I think it's very important. I mean, I feel like, I've always been a skinnier guy growing up, and I feel like the biggest factor of me improving is my weight and my speed too. The training we did over the summer helped me so much, and working every single day, improving on my speed and my agility. And I've been stretching a lot more, just kind of doing little stuff like that, just trying to get better. I feel like I'm just slowly improving every single day. I think I'm better than I was at the beginning of the season. So
Cade kind of broke out in a big smile because he said, "You guys have been practicing that play for weeks, if not the last few months." I mean, how good was it that you finally got the call? They called it, and you guys ran it basically to perfection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we were working on it all week. I won't say the play name, but it was we were working on it because we set it up with the run game because we have our receivers coming in and cracking our safeties and stuff. So We just had to. It was set up perfectly. Basically, it should have been Gills, honestly, because he was blocking hard all day, and I just kind of got put in, which I'm obviously blessed to, have that opportunity. But we were practicing that, and I was ready for it. So.
Did you get in trouble for the spike?
They got on to me, but that's what coaches are supposed to do. So it wasn't. They were harping on me a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. So
Again, just to reflect a little bit more about being your only offer, and now you're in year 2, redshirt freshman, and you score your first touchdown. I mean, did you expect that kind of timeline where you'd be able to get in and play that quickly? And I know it's a little bit different circumstances just because the receiver room's a little bit different, but I guess. Did you expect that? I mean, now looking back at yourself 2 years ago, would have you been like, holy shit? Or like,
yeah, no, I mean, I would say yes and no, kind of. I mean, I was really honestly like this whole time, ever since I got here, I just been trying to stay poised and ready for the opportunity, no matter what it is. Like even when I was on scout team last year, I didn't travel all year, but I mean, I was still trying to work during the season, getting extra catches after practice. Like I was just kind of staying ready, no matter what, if a receiver went down or not, or they just wanted to pull me up. But I guess I was kind of expecting it, but I was just always staying ready. So.
Thanks, Dave.